When you know your parents love you, right? They don't understand what you're doing, but they'll still support. They're like, we don't get it. We don't understand.
But do what you're doing.
But fine, I'll take you to the audition. I'll wait for you.
I love that.
But Blood and Water is a Netflix original, so there's a difference.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, watch the space. Watch the space.
I
won't say too much.
But you get me. You get me, bro.
That's what I thought you said. Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the
Welcome to the Middle of Podcast. This is a podcast about the journey of life, the ups, the downs, the highs, the lows, and everything in between. Literally everything. And I'm your host, Mako Mborero. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or any of the podcast streaming services, hi, welcome. If you're watching YouTube, what's good, what's happening? Please do make sure to like the video if you're enjoying the content, subscribe, put a couple of suggestions up there for you to check out for other videos. Otherwise, welcome, welcome to the podcast. And today, I have got a really cool guest that I have been wanting to talk to for quite a while. I think she's really cool. She's quite cool. And what's her name? You may ask. I think you see her. And if you are seeing her and you can see her, you may know who she is. Because, she's Mal. Tendai! Please introduce yourself, ma'am.
My name is Tendai. He's dramatic. Wow. Okay, I was actually thinking, perhaps you have a hidden talent of acting.
Hey, look, you're the actor. If you say so, I accept and I receive.
You should do comedy. No, seriously.
Let me think about it. It might be entertaining. Who knows?
I think so. No, seriously. I've been laughing. Ever since we sat down, I've been laughing.
Life is meant to be enjoyed. It's meant to be
shoulder.
Yeah, because actions. You can't just be... But this is Tendai. Please give a brief, who's Tendai?
Okay, cool. My name is Tendaiishe Chitima. I'm an actress. I'm a business consultant. I'm a singer. I'm a creative at heart.
Yeah.
And I love God.
Wow.
And
such a wholesome description.
I'm a Zimbabwean. I'm a woman.
Yay!
I'm a sister. I'm a daughter.
Hey, come now.
One day wife.
Hopefully. One day. What do you know about that? What do you know about
one day mother, hopefully. Should I continue?
Now we love it. Continue.
One day investor.
Hey.
One day, what else must I prophesy over myself?
All of the above.
The question was, who are you?
It's like who I'm going to be too. You can't just leave it there only. It's like who I'm going to be.
Grammy Award winner.
Look, come on now. She's doing the thing. She's gonna be the people. She is the person, There's this interesting thing that I personally just believe is that as much as we have who we are, we also have it in us to become who we want to be.
Exactly.
One of my favorite songs is called "No Reason to Hide" by Hillsong, and it's pretty old. But one of the lines is, we've got the answers inside of us, because I believe that if God is within us and He's given us the ability to be whoever we want to be, then surely we are going to be that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, in the future I'd like to be this person, but the capacity is in us because God is in us and He has all the capacity.
Love that.
So, this is great. Yeah, say your things. Yes.
Love
Woman,
that.
yes.
Yeah.
Wife, yes. Mother.
Hello, investor.
Don't know. Huh?
Investor.
Yeah.
Millionaire.
Amen. Amen. Multi-millionaire. There we go.
Listen.
No, I love it. That's really cool.
Amen to that,
No,
guys.
it's great.
It's funny because you say that because I've actually been feeling of late that I'm in a transitioning phase.
Yeah.
I'm not where I used to be.
Yeah.
I'm not who I used to be.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not yet
Who you want to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in this like interesting.
The middle of you are in your middle, ma'am.
Yes. And actually,
Whoa.
my status for everything right now is undergoing metamorphosis. You know,
That's
like
dope.
yeah,
It's like-
you know, yeah.
Reminds me of the album by Kendrick, To Pimp a Butterfly. And
Yes.
he's literally talking about like how everything in the middle is sort of just this cocoon stage. And he's,
That's what I feel like I'm
Yeah.
in right now. Like
Yeah.
I'm just like in this interesting space. But you know, a lot of what is to be is determined by what I'm doing now.
yeah, that's good.
So it's like I need to keep like a lot of decisions. Yeah, like a lot of decisions, a lot of people, a lot of like work that I'm doing now is what will get me to where. Can I share it? It's not a secret,
Go on.
but
You heard it here first, whatever she's about to say. I'm joking.
yeah, this is probably the most public I've said this. I've said this to some of my friends and my family. But when Cook Off went onto Netflix, people,
Yeah.
I had such anxiety.
Really?
Do you know what my anxiety was about?
Yeah.
I started thinking about the week it was coming out. I was like, oh my goodness. This is good. It's amazing. It's happening.
Yeah.
But 5 years from now, what if people start saying, what was her name again?
Yo, that's
she
a
did that movie.
deep.
Where is she now?
It's like,
You know what I
She
mean?
did that one good one, and then what? And it's like you.
I had anxiety like to my gut. I
Yeah.
was like, Tendai, what if this is it?
For
Like,
you,
I was really, really, really like scared.
Yeah.
But you know what they say about anxiety?
Mm.
If you're feeling anxious about something, it probably means it's just like a trigger for you to do something, right? Yes. So if I'm feeling anxious about what I want to be doing 5 years from now,
Yeah.
it means I should be doing something about 5 years from now. Like, so what am I doing today to make sure that they won't say that?
That's
You
so
know what I
good because
mean?
we had Gui and Zash on
Yeah.
like a couple episodes ago, and they were talking about how we were talking about fear. It was actually a two-part thing because it was just there was so much more we could have actually spoken about. But we were also talking about how sometimes the fear of failure, the fear of not being who or doing what you want to do can sometimes be a stumbling block, and that sometimes stops you from taking the leap, and how sometimes fear can also be a motivator. And we sort of spoke a bit about like sort of anxiety, how that can also just push you because it can be that final like,
I
let's
gotta
do
do
it.
something.
Yeah, it's like, I gotta do it now. Because I have days where I sit down and I'm like, okay. And I think about all the things I want to achieve, and I'm like, jeez. And I get anxious. I'm like, oh my word, will I actually do something? Like, you know what? Let me start now where I can, because if I don't, jeez, Yeah.
I think that's also just the key in life, and something that I've been learning a lot throughout my whole life is, you shouldn't let anxiety or fear cripple you or like paralyze you. In fact, use it to propel you.
Yeah.
I remember I used to do athletics in high school.
Yay! I'm a track star. Come now. What events did you do?
I did 100, 200, long jump, triple jump, and sometimes 400 meters, sometimes, and then relays.
You literally, yo.
I was at some point the fastest girl at Gateway High School.
Hey. I'm not a regular runner here. We don't do regular things. Come now.
It was
we
fun.
act, we don't just act. We do it to the best of our ability.
No,
When we run, we don't just run. We do it to the best of our abilities.
I was into sports so much.
Yeah.
I even studied physical education. I thought I'd be like a sportsman. I didn't actually want to do like full-time sports.
Yeah.
I wanted to be like in the sports industry at one point. Anyway, my point was, I remember this one race. I don't know why we were at the stadium. I don't know if it's the main stadium. There's a stadium they used to do like athletics at.
Yeah, I think they used to do it at both UZ and National Sports
I think it was a
Stadium.
UZ one.
Yeah.
Right. So it was an inter-house, but we were doing it at UZ for some reason.
Okay. Yeah.
Was it inter-house or inter-schools? Anyway, my point is, I was doing a 200-meter race.
Yeah.
And that race, I won't lie to you.
Yeah.
It was fear that propelled me. But I won the race. And the whole time I was like, someone's coming. I have to.
I gotta
it's
do
like,
it.
It's like I was what is it? Chasing.
You're being
the
chased
wind.
by
But
yeah.
I don't know, like literally you're running by yourself, but it's like something's chasing.
It's like a lion is chasing you. Like,
Exactly.
Let's go. Let's go.
Like in my mind,
Yeah.
it was the fear of something that was making me run faster.
Mm.
But anyway, my point is, I think throughout my life, it's been something like that. Like, obviously, I don't think fear is supposed to be your motivator all the time.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times we should be led by faith.
Yeah.
Definitely. Like, believing that this thing is going to happen.
Yeah.
And I want, I've got the power to create what I want to create.
Mm.
But definitely sometimes, like, if you're afraid of something, it could be, like what you're saying with Sash and Gui, like, it could actually help you do even better than you could have done.
Then you could have done, yeah.
When you
yeah.
just relaxed and just chilled. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's interesting because in my head I'm like if that's interesting how we sometimes process things differently. Because in my head if I was like Netflix is about I'll be like like this is insane. Let's go, and I'm like yes, let's go, let's do that. But I also get the other side of things is like and then and then
Trust me. So I was doing business, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what they say about business? They say that your success today is you can't bet on your success today.
Yeah.
Or yesterday's success.
Yeah.
Because things are changing so fast.
Yeah.
In the world today.
Yeah.
Like you can't afford to say, yesterday I was number one at whatever.
And I can chill, I can relax.
No.
You can't do that.
Things are changing so rapidly and so quickly.
Yeah.
You can't, and there's this, I think it's actually a statement. So don't build your success for tomorrow on what you did yesterday.
Yeah.
Basically. Because so I think that's what was in my mind. I was like, okay, fine, we've come here, we've arrived at this stage, but this cannot be like it.
Yeah.
It can't be it.
Yeah.
To be honest, like for me, getting onto Netflix was actually like a miracle, and it was my first film.
Yeah. Oh really?
Yes.
Oh geez.
So that's why I
Look
think
at
I was
God. Look at God. That's so cool.
Yeah. Look at God. That's true. Or should I say like look at God?
Yeah, you gotta. It comes from here, from not even the chest, from like the back. There we go.
But no, seriously, look at God. Like it was my first film. So I think that's why maybe I was anxious, is because I was like, so my first film goes on to Netflix as the first Zimbabwean production. Then what?
Because you know what happened?
Where do I go from here?
You know what? When it came out, I was at school in Malaysia, right? And the film had, I think it was about to come out.
Yeah.
So I didn't know of it until it came out on Netflix. I didn't have an idea of it, and so I think it was about a couple weeks before it came out, and I just saw someone post, "Oh my gosh, this is amazing!" And I saw like the cook off Netflix, and I was like, "Oh, cool! I like cooking shows." Because I generally watch like Netflix's like specials on like certain cooking things. They did one on barbecuing that I genuinely I absolutely loved, and I forgot the name of the other one where they went to like different countries and they tried different cuisine from those countries. And I was like,
that sounds amazing.
It was great, right? And I was like, cool. Oh, so Zimbabwe did. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Yeah. And I was like, no, it's a movie, not like. I was like, okay, even better. Like, cool, dope. Then it came out, and I was like, this was so legit. And I was like, wow, these guys must have been at it for a while. Because all of you guys, like, people acted so well. And for me, I was like I enjoyed it. And I was like, wow, these guys must have been doing this for a long time. So, you saying that was your first, like, film.
It was my first film. But I had been acting in a couple of shows, like TV shows.
Yeah.
But this was my first film.
But the fact that it's your first film, because, like, from my first, like, viewing, I was like, oh, wow. Like... she's good. Like, yeah, she's been doing this. And like, your first one?
Yeah.
And you did so well?
Oh my gosh.
Wow. No.
Again, maybe it was the fear that was propelling me to do so.
If I don't act well,
let me act. They put me in lead.
What choice do I have but to act?
I have to do my best. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think... again, like going back to what you said about God putting something inside of you, it's like like this is what I'm meant to be doing. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
And so whatever I'm feeling is just imposter syndrome or something, because I believe this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah, for
You know,
sure.
so that calling aspect also propels you to just dive in and be like, okay,
It's like, look, if we're gonna get into the pool, we're not gonna put our toes first. Let's literally just.
I actually do that.
Yeah, the toe. You know what? I used to do that, but the thing is, you put one toe and you're like, yeah, let me wait for like 5 minutes. Let me give it 5 minutes. Now I'm just there and I'm like, it's hot outside, right? And I don't even dive properly. I'll do like a
Like what
cannonball. Yeah, because I'll be like, look, if I make myself a ball before I enter, all the water will splash on me in one go. So it's better just to like, because this whole you'll never get it. At least in my
Trust me, a lot of people are like that in life in general.
Yeah.
Like some people even only catch on to stuff after it's already out. Like a lot of people are not. What do they call them? The people who try things out first before everybody else. Like
trendsetters and stuff.
Yeah, not they call them first adopters, I think.
Okay, yeah.
Like the people who try, like let's say a new electric car is coming out. The first people who tried out Tesla before anyone was in it.
Because everyone was like, oh, okay.
They're like, let's see.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
And then once it's popular, that's when some people jump in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some people are like that.
No, it's true. No, it is very true.
And then the people crazy like us, like we just kind of do stuff.
It's like, hey, that's a good idea. Let me do it. Let's see how far we're going.
Oh, no one's done it? Perfect.
I'm gonna be the one.
I'll be the first.
I love it. I think like you even said sort of like being like the first Zimbabwean movie to be on Netflix. That's a huge deal.
Dope.
That's so cool. How is that whole process for you, sort of even like letting your, going up, hey, mama, daddy, baba, am I? I'm on Netflix, or even like getting to tell like friends and family. Like obviously, I think it may have been easier for people our age to. I say our age as if we're really the same age, but we somewhat. If you're within like a 20-year bracket,
I am your age.
It's like if you're saying
if you say I'm your age, I take that.
It's like I believe yeah. Both hands. But people generally like 20s and 30s. And, I think we're quite, even like teens and maybe 40s are quite familiar with Netflix. But some of your older people may not quite exactly. So,
you're spot on.
I'm renting. How you don't rent? How does it work?
No, you're spot on.
How is even just the difference in that?
You are so spot on. Like my mom and dad were like, okay, so what does this mean?
Yeah.
The fact that they were even asking what it meant for this film to go to Netflix.
If you have to tell me Netflix, I'm like, oh, Netflix? What? Yeah.
When it came out, they didn't even watch it. Like for them, it was like, oh, Netflix. Like, okay, sharp.
Well done.
It wasn't even. They didn't know what it meant. So I think I had to kind of explain. My brother and I had to kind of explain over time. Like this is what it means. And then like we got really really great like coverage. So somehow I started getting on to. Do you know how many interviews I had to do people?
Come now, this is just, she's now used to it. Huh?
No!
How well you see? Naturally,
no,
I'm
not saying it like that. What I mean...
Lol.
LOL. LOL. What I mean is, do you know like just the grace of God was on this thing? Because literally, it came out and then next thing I'm on BBC.
Oh, geez.
I know, right? I was like, what is this?
Yo.
And it was during COVID, so like we were I was in my bedroom. I had to do this in my bedroom. BBC saw a wall of my bedroom. Guys, BBC saw a wall of my bedroom.
Come now.
Okay.
Come now. Come now. Come now.
But I'm just saying like it was so peculiar because I mean, if you'd ever asked me, so would you like to be interviewed by the BBC? I would have never thought it would be coming from my bedroom. Like that's like the last place.
Like literally, it's like at what point you're like, yeah, BBC, come in. This is my bed. And you're like, obviously didn't do that, but it's like, yeah, come let's talk. I'll sit on my bed while you guys are there. I'm not coming to you. I don't feel like.
Like I never thought that would happen. So but everything just worked out that way. And so like now I had so many people like asking me questions and interviews because it was such a like out of the box thing to happen, right?
Yeah.
So but then when my parents saw that, they were like, okay, so this is...
Look, if you're on a news channel,
It's
parents like,
isn't
oh, okay, no.
Yeah, news,
okay.
right? It
Yeah,
has to
yeah,
be
yeah.
news.
It's like, no, look, I'm gonna be on BBC. I'm gonna be what? Yeah. News or entertainment. You know what I mean? It's like, nah. It's like I'm BBC News. Oh, what? It's like so it's like okay, let's go.
No, it
Yeah.
was really, really cool. But like I said, they had to warm up to it. We had to really explain to them what it meant. But to be honest, it's been such a blessing. Like, I won't lie. It's been an amazing blessing. But again, like I'm saying, I still feel like I'm in this place of transition. Like, so it's like going from like 0 to like something.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay, so what is this thing?
Yeah.
And like, where is this thing supposed to take me? Because clearly I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
Like, I would never want to think that I have arrived in any kind of way.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone should ever feel that way. Whatever you accomplish in life, like, it's just the beginning. You know what I mean? So, but then what is it the beginning of? And so it's up to me to like my act. Like I'm saying, my actions and my whatever I decide to do now, like, has to lead me to where God wants me to go.
That's so good, and I feel like even though you're saying that you never arrived, I think if you look at a lot of people who are quite successful in the different fields and spheres they're in, none of them ever really feel like they're done. You know, if you look at someone like, granted, Tesla's still growing and SpaceX, but Elon Musk you can tell that he's got a hunger to keep going. Yeah. Bill Gates at his age, you know, because it's not like he's like 80 or whatever, but he's older than most other people in the tech space. But you can tell, even obviously he's taking a bit of a step back from Microsoft, but in his other ventures, you can tell he's someone who he's not done, and there's a hunger to keep going. And he's still doing his.
He's in this pandemic, like in it.
even what's it called? Like, even other like sort of people who are involved in the arts in general.
Yeah.
You find different musicians and even actors and actresses. A lot of them, even if they leave that space, they're like, no, there's more that I'm going for. Who was it? Actually, I was thinking, but no. Listen, I played some for my dad this one because, like, I don't know, whatever. And I played from Jesus King, and he was like, oh, it's interesting. Oh, okay. Yeah. So he's finally warming up to that. He's like, oh, okay. I don't know.
I don't know what he did with Sunday service, though.
I enjoyed Sunday service a lot. I enjoyed Jesus King a lot.
Yeah, I love that too.
I think it was just good music. And
it's really good. For me personally, I don't know other people, but
you could vibe to it as well. Like, it was genuinely... Yeah, I was listening to it this morning, and I was like, it's good. Yeah. Like, let's go, you know?
Yeah.
But, lol, actually, Thunder was also really good. I am enjoying it.
I haven't finished it. But the opening, that chant...
For me, I was
laughing! I was like, he did that. He actually had like a whole... How long was it? A minute and a half of just like...
Dun.
And the different types of like dynamics, the voice dynamic. I was like,
I personally was like, that's like,
he opened the whole album with that. That was interesting.
But I enjoyed it personally. I think the first listen was good. Then the second listen, I enjoyed it more. I think it's one of those that grows on you.
I still need to finish the album. I haven't finished it yet.
I think it's a grower. You know, that's person. But anyway, besides the point, I mean, there are definitely people. The annoying thing is I can see her face. She's an actor. She was quite popular in the 2000s. I just can't remember what film she's acted in. But when I remember her name...
Should we ask about looks?
She is... she's got blonde hair.
Reese.
No.
Witherspoon? What is she doing? Why are you trying to make
She stopped acting. And was like, why did you stop acting?
No, but what is she doing now?
She said, I'm just, doing stuff with my family now, and that's what she's pursuing now. She's like, okay, so you can leave different areas, but there's a goal, there's something that you're always working towards. She has other things that it's annoying me because I can see her face, and she did an interview with Kevin Hart recently, and I watched part of it. And that's what's getting to me. But when I remember, I'll sort of say it. But I think it's dope that there's always this desire for more and stuff. And obviously we've even mentioned that it was the first Zimbabwean movie on Netflix. How did you find people being supportive as Zimbabweans as well, and like how was and even like the community, the arts general like community and space here in Zim, how did they receive that?
Yeah, I think it's been so well received, to be honest. People are so happy to have a Zimbabwean film on them.
Yo, my friend and I,
People are so happy.
his name is Kosa. We were, like I said, we were in Malaysia and found out about it, right? And we literally got our Sudanese and we're like, come. These are, come. So every bit, like, excuse me, we'll pause it every now and again and be like, okay, so then you explain a little bit, something that's rather Zimbabwean. You know, you'd be like, okay, let me
tell you what's going
So you see, like, yeah, that's funny, but here's why it's even funnier. You know what I mean? Like, okay, cool. But yeah.
Exactly. So I mean, exactly what the vibe that you're talking of now is exactly what we've been receiving a lot from people. Not just local people, but diaspora people as well. Like you're in the diaspora basically. So it's been great to just know that people are proud of us as Zimbabwean filmmakers to have been able to even do that. Because as you know, our industry is growing, and so there's so much room for growth. And to be honest, I wouldn't even say that Cook-Off is like the best film in the world. But that just means that there's so much potential. Like. And the fact that we're able to do it literally from just literally so little money at hand.
I read about like the budget and stuff. And
I mean, guys, like if anyone ever tells you that it's impossible,
it's a lie. It's possible.
Things are possible out there. Like, you know, because imagine if Thomas Brickell, who is the director and writer, imagine if he had said, "Oh, I'm never gonna shoot Cook-Off until I get this amount of money or whatever."
Sorry,
you know what
Brickell, he's got children who are, I think he's the one in high school, right? Is that the same one? Like he's been doing it for a while, right?
No, he's like in his 40s.
Okay, no, so it might be a different, but it might be, okay.
I think they're related.
Yeah, because I know another one who, but anyway, go on,
Thomas Brickell. So so he wrote and directed the film, and it was his first film as well.
Okay.
It was a film of first for many people.
All right.
And so, but imagine if he had said, I'm not going to do this until whenever. You know what I mean?
Like, I'm going to wait for enough money.
Yeah, for enough money of the right things, because a lot of things had to work because he just decided, I'm definitely doing this. And then he got on Joe Jangu, who's like the producer. He's also a very prolific producer here in Zim. And so he got him to like help him make it happen. And they did. They made it happen.
Yeah.
And so, but imagine if imagine in life if you don't have that kind of attitude. Like, it means you're missing out on so much magic that could happen.
That's so true.
In your life. So, because it was magic. Like,
sometimes you just need to take like the leap of faith and just be like, look, I don't know what the end... I mean, there's a conversation I was having with some friends where it's like, you don't always know what the end goal is going to look like or what it will, because things can even change in the journey. But sometimes, as they say in business, taking calculated risk and just doing it, you know? Yeah. And I feel like that's so cool to hear though. Like, wow. I didn't realize, you know, until obviously like you read up on like the production and everything. It's like, oh, this was like, by fire, by force, it's gonna happen.
And the crazy thing is, it was by fire, by force, but we were just so happy doing it.
Yeah.
Like, I think, because like I said, it was a first for many. So even the cinematographer, it was his first feature film.
Oh, shut up.
And then who else had a first? Tendaiishe. That was his first acting gig.
Really?
Like, proper acting gig.
Oh, wow.
The last time he'd acted was in high school when he was still at George's.
And then he went on and it's like, so easy things, bro.
Natural talent.
Guys, it's like, look, it's been a few years, but okay, I'll come through and act. We'll end up on Netflix.
You know.
Nothing major. Just everyday.
Exactly.
Everyday kind of thing.
Imagine.
That's so cool.
And the young boy who played Tapio, my son, in the film, it was his first movie as well.
Shout out Tapio.
I know. So like, it was his first for me, but then I think that's what made it so exciting for all of us. So it was like nothing was literally like perfect, but it was so much fun. Yeah. And it was worthwhile. So I think that's the kind of attitude you need to have.
Yeah, that's great to hear, you know, that. And it's cool to see that it's sort of like one of those things which makes you think that if you have something that you want to go after, go for it, because so many people were like, you have someone who's young and he's like, I don't know what the future, but I want to try it out. And he did it. You had someone like Tendaiishe who's been doing different things in the arts in general, but he's like, I haven't acted since high school. Guys, high school was a long, and those are like, you know, they were plays. It wasn't like you're shooting a movie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, let me act in this
Let
thing.
me
I don't know
do
where it's gonna
this.
go, but let me do it. You know what I mean? And that's really interesting. And I think sort of even for you, how did you even get into acting? Because I guess these are people's first, and you're saying it was your first, you know, film. And I'm here and I'm like, okay, and then how did you start? You know what I mean? Yeah.
It's a long story. Let me try and summarize it.